Hey guys, my name is Britt Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing my October wrap-up and my November TBR. Unfortunately, it's like a week or a week and a half into November, and I'm just now able to do my October wrap-up. I had a really busy just end of October and beginning of November, so hopefully this video is not coming out too late for you guys. But if you guys didn't see my TBR for October, I did participate in a few reading challenges during the month. I did take part in Spookathon, Boo-a-thon, and Harvest Festival. I took all the challenges and I typed them out. Unfortunately, I did not take part in each week during their scheduled time. I took all the challenges and I decided the whole month of October I was going to try to get as many challenges as possible because I did have a really busy October. So my goal was to hit at least 2 challenges for each readathon, which I think I did do. Let's go over Spookathon challenges, which ran from the 14th to the 20th. Like I said, guys, I took all these challenges and I did them throughout the entire month of October. Read a book with red on the cover, which was Chilling Adventures of Sabrina the Season of the Witch. This was so cute and I absolutely love the Netflix series. I think it's creepy and just like fallish vibes, but I gave Sabrina, or Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Season of the Witch, 4 stars because I enjoyed it so much. Read a book with a spooky word in the title, and I covered that by reading classic tales of horror. I did take a lot of these and read them a little bit at a time throughout the entire month, and I immensely enjoyed it. I was very scared at times because I don't do a lot of like horror movies or books or anything in that genre, so this was a little bit stepping out of my comfort zone also, but I did enjoy them. But I think I only gave this book a 3 because it is horror, it was scary. This is the Canterbury Tales Classic Edition, but yeah, it was just a 3-star for me. Next challenge I completed was read a book with a spooky setting, and I covered that by reading classic ghost stories. I read this every year. I've had it for 3 or 4 years now, and I read one story because this is a collection of short stories. I do read one story pretty much every night. I used to have tabs in here, but I take them out as I read. But I love this. It has Frankenstein in it, The Ship That Saw the Ghost, it has Haunted, it has A Christmas Carol in it. It does have a lot of spooky settings, so I always give this a 4 to 5 star, and that's what I'm always going to probably keep giving it. But I immensely enjoyed reading this again this year. So the last challenge that I completed from Spookathon was read something you wouldn't normally read, which I read Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. This is not a normal book that I really normally read. I loved it, and then I watched the movie for the first time and immensely enjoyed the movie. The book was really good also, so I'm giving this book a 4 star. So moving on to Boo-a-thon. Boo-a-thon was 24 hours, but like I said, I just took the challenges. The first challenge that I completed was Monster, and I read The Dark Descendant of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kiersten White. I read this last year when it came out. I was really wanting to buy my own copy for this year, but I just didn't get around to it because, like I said, I've had a really long, busy October, and like I said, I loved it last year, I loved it this year, still a 4-star read. Then we went into Dealer's Choice, and I read The Burning Shadow by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is second in her Darkest Stars. I'm hoping it's a trilogy. I think it's a trilogy. I love Jennifer L. Armentrout's writing, guys, and this book just recently came out, I think in the beginning of October. I can't remember. I love The Darkest Star. I love this one. This was a 5-star read for me. I can't wait to see where it goes from here. But I do recommend reading her Opposition series, before picking up this trilogy or series. I don't even know what's going to be yet, but yeah, I love Jennifer L. Armentrout. She knows how to write a very in-depth character, and yeah, you just follow the same main characters from the first book in this book, and I don't know what to say because I love this book so much. Then we went on to Harvest Festival, and the first challenge that I completed from the Harvest Festival, Hayride, a book with a journey or a quest, and I completed that with Emperor Storms by Sarah J. Maas. I am rereading all the books, 1 book per month. I've been doing it since June. I do have a lot of friends who are involved in doing this with me, but I just decided to do Emperor Storms because it does have journey and quest in it, and I mean, like the first time I read it, I immensely enjoyed it this time, and it still is a 5-star read. It still holds up for me. Then I completed Corn Maze, which is a book you think will have twists and turns. I completed that challenge by reading Storm and Fury, and I did annotate this. I did make a video about how I annotate my books. Again, another Jennifer L. Armentrout book, and all Jennifer L. Armentrout's books are just top-notch for me. I love her writing. I love her character development. This holds up just as much as any of her other writings. This was a 5-star read, and yeah, it's just, I love her readings. This actually follows some of the characters from the White Hot Kiss series. It was really interesting getting to see some of the main characters from the White Hot Kiss trilogy in this book, and how they interact with some of the newer characters that Jennifer L. Armentrout has made in this one. So that was really cool. It doesn't follow the 2 main characters from that trilogy, but you do get to see some of them in this book. And again, this is a 5-star read for me. Pumpkin Patch, a book with orange on the cover, and because I want to do something a little cute with Pumpkin Patch, I did read Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. This is the graphic novel, and you follow these 2 main characters who work in this like fall festival every year, and their journey of putting the fall festival up, and then what happens to their friendship after the fall festival is over, because they're not really friends in school, and you just follow their journey. And this was super cute. This is the first actual Rainbow Rowell book that I've ever picked up, and it was a graphic novel. So now I'm really interested into picking up some of her other books, but I immensely enjoyed this, and this was 4 stars. Apple Picking, a book that someone picked for you. So I told my friend Lauren to pick out a book for me, and I was really wanting her to pick something from my TBR shelf, but she knows my love for Wonder Woman, so she sent me Wonder Woman. This is the official like a movie novelization, and this is really follows pretty much everything that goes on in the movie goes on in this book. But it was really interesting getting to see the action pack from a writer's point of view and like a reader's point of view than from a viewer's point of view, and that was really fun, and I immensely enjoyed this also, and so I gave it 5 stars. Scarecrow, a book that you've been scared to read, and I don't want to say I've been scared to read this, I've just been putting this book off for so long. I decided I finally just needed to get it done, and that was a Discover Witches by Deborah Harkness, and I have put this book on so many TBRs, and I have finally read it, and guys, I love this book. I love the character. I love the character building. I love the stupid romance in it that a lot of people have problems with here on BookTube, but there's a lot of people who like love this book or don't love this book. I'm one of those people who love this book. It's 5 stars. I immensely enjoyed this, and I really want to pick up the second one soon. Ferris Wheel, a book from a unique perspective, and I read The Flinch by Julian Smith, I think that's by. This is just a really short book about stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping out of the boundary, and it's like the flinch is like something that, what you call the flinch is like if you go bungee jumping, in that moment of hesitation before you actually jump over off the cliff. It was very inspirational, but I think that everybody should at least pick up The Flinch and see what it's all about. Face Painting, a book that features transformation, and I did a little bit of tweaking on the book that I picked for transformation. Instead of it being like vampire transformation or werewolf transformation, I wanted like a health journey kind of transformation, like losing weight and becoming a better self. So I picked up Khloe Kardashian's book, Strong Looks Better Naked. I've read this book numerous times now. I can't even tell you how many times I've actually read this book. Every time I feel like I want to get back into my health kick, I do pick up her book because it's very inspirational, and I love her book. It has always been 5 stars. It's probably always going to be 5 stars. I love getting to see her journey and her thoughts on when she started losing weight, and yeah, I really loved it, and I think everybody should pick up Khloe's book. Bobbing for Apples, a book that features water. So I'm actually going to put the picture of the book up real quick for you guys, and then I'm going to take it off because I really don't like bad mouthing a book, but I am going to tell you guys some things that I didn't like about this book. I really don't give 1 star to books much, but this was a 1 star. Honestly, I probably should have just DNF'd it. Okay, So it's called Pucked. I can't even remember the author's name at this point because I did read this at the beginning of October, but horrible, just horrible. I mean, I'm like I said, I don't want to like downgrade someone's work, but I didn't like the character. She goes from 1 minute talking about how she doesn't like certain things in guys. 2 seconds later, a guy bashes their eyes. And it was very just how it was written and how the character was set up. It was constant for the first, I felt like the first chapter, that this character badmouthed people and badmouthed certain type of guys. And this is a hockey romance, but once everything was done, it's like she got rid of all her character and all her everything. And I know a lot of that happens in a lot of books, but how the character and the writer went about this, I just didn't like it. So that's all I'm going to say about this. It was Pucked. Like I said, I don't remember the author's name, and we're just going to move on. Pie eating contest, devour a book in 24 hours. This is the Buffy the Vampire Tales of the Slayer, and this is like volume 1 and 2 or something like that. And yeah, I loved it. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and this got me really into like the Halloween vampire time, because I think I read this the day before Halloween. So yeah, I loved it. So 4 stars. And the last book I read and last challenge I completed was Bonfire. Read a book by being warm and cozy. And I read I Hate Fairyland Volume 4. This is the last volume, and I'm so like upset about this. But honestly, guys, I've given all the other ones 4 or 5 stars, and this one just didn't hold up. I just didn't enjoy this one as much as I enjoyed the other ones. It kind of felt a little rushed, like maybe they knew that this was going to be the last one. I don't know. I don't like badmouthing, but it just was, there was a little bit more to it. It wasn't as funny like the first 3 were. But yeah, I did read Fairyland Volume 4, and this was 3 stars. So there you go, guys. That's all the physical books that I read. I did read a lot of ebooks this month, and in total I read 16 books, 6,248 pages. So even though having a really big October, I got a lot of reading done. I didn't even realize until I was totaling it up at the end how many books I actually read. So guys, originally I was going to go ahead and do my November TBR, but because this video seems like it's gone on for a little bit longer than I wanted, I'm just going to make a whole separate video explaining my November TBR. If you like these types of videos, please remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Always remember to hit that bell for notifications, and I look forward to seeing everybody soon in my next video. Bye!